Hi guys, it's Ryan here from Down Under Group Solutions. I've just been thinking about a few things, I suppose, talking to a couple of my mates and even experiencing a little bit of extra stress in certain areas over the last couple of weeks. And I just thought, whilst I was processing through it, I spoke to a mate of mine and they said, hey, that'd be cool if you were actually sharing that with me, and we bounced off each other with a couple of ideas. And I thought, well, hey, it's a good thing for us too. We might as well share it with everyone else around us. So I'm just going to give you three quick pointers to actually dealing with stress better that have worked for me over the years and that I had to continually look at. The first one was to actually write them out. You'll see here I've got a whole list of things that I've started to, I suppose, prioritise on our cool Down Under Group Solutions notepad, but prioritise and put into positions of importance, but to also then be able to tick off as I go through. In life, I've been fortunate enough to have my dad suggest that I start doing this daily when I was younger, and then one of my last boss enforced it and drummed it into me because he knew if I didn't write them out, I wouldn't do them. But knowing that I still waver in this from time to time, I know that it's actually been an effective tool for me to take a step back from the situation and map out, okay, here's how I think I can get through it, and this is the priorities for doing it, whether it's my day plan or whether it's actually, this is the situational challenge I face at the moment. So that's number one, is to actually write out what you're facing at this time and do up plans to overcome them and prioritise the list. Number two is to share the load. One of the great old sayings is that it's not good for man to be alone. We do not operate well when we're alone. In fact, if you look at a lot of the shootings and massacres around the world, when they interview people that knew that person, they go, oh, they're a bit of a loner. They always did things by themselves. They kept to themselves. They're always away from. There is no strength in being by yourself. There's no actual rebuttal. There's no clarity given to you if we're left to our own devices for long term. So I encourage you to actually take time to simply start talking to your mate, to your boss, to your workmates, to your spouse, and suggesting that you actually talk about what you're going through. It's amazing when you're talking to someone who's sitting on the outside of a situation, what they can see that you can't, that I can't see. Over the years, many times I've sat there and went, there's no way I'm going to be able to get through this. And I talked to a mate, or I talked to my dad, or I talked to my wife, and even my boys at times, and they went, oh, what about this? And whether that old saying, you can't see the forest for the trees, they're on the outside looking in, and they're able to just give a key insight to the situation that makes it clearer for me to get through. So the first one was write them out. Second one is to actually share the load. And the third one is to allocate you time. I don't mean that in a disappear from family or friends or work and just all of a sudden you pull up and you've disappeared from all availability and responsibilities in your world. The fact is we all have responsibilities that we have to adhere to and, hold up to. But one of the keys in allocating stuff to yourself, when the airline people, the hostess people or hosts on the airline say you need to fix your seat, your airbag first if you're in an emergency, isn't just for fun. It's actually a valid point. If you're not healthy emotionally, physically, etc., then you can't help the people around you. So allocating time to deal with stuff, to actually put aside things that will help top up your tank emotionally, physically, etc., will help you to drive through situations with more effectiveness. Whatever it is, whether you're going to work, allocate time and work with your spouse and your workplace. Don't just dissipate. If you've got something that works for you, whether it's exercise, reading, doing a hobby, sleeping more, whatever it is, don't let that rob your responsibility, but actually allocate the time, speak with those that it may impact, and work with them to enable you to be more effective in the outcomes of it. It's amazing what the clarity that comes, and the more we can push through physically, emotionally, etc., when our tank is topped up and full. These are obviously just a few things that have been helpful to me in dealing with stress over the years, and I'm hoping that they're actually helpful for you. even if you just take one of those points or you grab a bit of it and make it your own, that will be helpful for moving forward and being effective in what you're doing. Remember, you were born for such a time as this, that you will get through this. And as Abraham Lincoln said, the best way to predict your future is to create it. So why not start creating your better tomorrow today? It's Ryan from Down Under Group Solutions. I hope you have a fantastic day. See ya.